All right, this is your man coming to you, Sir Earl. Um, I want people to definitely check out and recommend more of the podcast. We're getting a lot of hits and downloads. I'm trying to deliver great content. I need more suggestions about what people would like to hear. Today, my podcast is focused on a story, well, a time whereas I label it the innocence of a child. Being that, remember when we were kids and your dreams were just so big and they were just so they didn't have restrictions on them. And you wanted to be a cowboy, you wanted to be an astronaut. When you played sports, you thought about hitting the winning shot or the winning home run or scoring the winning touchdown. You dreamed about being in the NBA or professional baseball or professional football. As you start to get older, people start to, especially adults and authority figures, start to dampen your dreams. Now, everyone can't be a Michael Jordan. Everyone can't be, a Tom Brady or anything like that. But when you were younger, there were no borders on your dreams. I mean, you would walk on the edge of furniture and pretend that you were a superhero, and all those things were encouraged. But as you start to get older, they started to say, hey, look, you can't be a superhero. Go to school, get a job, be safe. They start to curtail your dreams and your creativity. If we are allowed to live with that creativity as adults and we start to figure out what's good for us and what's not good for us, it opens up a whole world of possibilities because you've not been adding these limits onto your dreams, and you still have that limitless creative way of thinking, and that can lead to so many more great things. So I remember back a time where it was just innocence of a child. There was no racism. Racism is taught. You're not born racist. When you are a child and you play, hey, if you could play football or if you could jump rope or hopscotch or whatever it is that you're playing, people didn't care what color you were. As long as you could play and you could play fair and you could add the quality to a team, whether it's basketball, football, like I say, jumping rope, hey, you were accepted. It didn't matter. So only later when people said, hey, look, don't play with him because he's this, or don't play with her because she's that, that's when you start to be put in a box and you add the borders, and they start to restrict your creativity and your limitless opinion and thinking about life. And it's just, to me, that's just something that takes away from what life should be. We should all try to live our life with the innocence of a child. We should think creatively. When I began my career, first off, growing up so poor, me and my cousins, our dream and vision was just to have meat on our sandwich. I mean, we could afford a certain amount, and after that, you're just gone. Usually the food runs out 2 weeks into the month. You got to wait another month before you get your food stamps and you can go and you can get some more food. So you learn to eat ketchup sandwiches, mayonnaise sandwiches, sugar sandwiches. You made up games. You had this imagination where it was limitless. You were poor and you didn't have a lot, but you didn't need a lot. You had a lot of love. You had a lot of creativity. You had a lot of thinking, and you just played. You just went outside. There was no computers and things like that, or TVs that you sat in front of all day. You went outside, you played, and you enjoyed your time with your friends, and you just figured out, just had fun. Just there was no rhyme or reason to it. It was just you just had fun. I can remember me and my cousin sitting on our porch as kids in Inglewood, and we would just play a game called That's My Car. So when you would see a nice car go past, the first one would, to say, hey, that's my car. That's your car. You know what I mean? That's the car that you dreamed about having as you got older. And at the time, I mean, there's no way being poor and living on Social Security from my great grandmother and welfare that you ever thought one day you may have that car. But that thinking is the beginning process of the creativity and the goal setting of getting those things in life. There are people that have made it to professional sports that never really thought they would make it to professional sports. They had a dream and they had a goal, and they never let anyone deter them from that goal. But there's also a lot of people as I grew up that had these great talents of playing basketball or playing football that let the environment that they were in. I always say that life comes down to a bunch of choices. You could have two kids grow up in the same household, one to go to prison, the other go to college. It just depends on your choices. So I've had friends that were very, very talented at playing sports, but they made the wrong choice. They made the choice to hang with the wrong crowd, which led them down a path of crime and later on the penitentiary. I always ask the question, and I always get this debate, and that's what the purpose of this podcast is to open up dialogue. It's to get people to talking and thinking. I always ask the question, is it more important to have faith in yourself or faith in God? People mistake the question to think that if you have more faith in yourself, you somehow think you are above God or you don't need God. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is God could give you all the talent in the world. He still gives you freedom of choice. So you could be gifted to do certain things, but if you don't believe you're gifted to do those things, then you make choices sometimes that don't adhere to the path that you were meant to walk. And I am a firm believer in life that as we get older, once we pass, we'll go to one or two places. I mean, that's debatable. And you're introduced or you see the person that you were meant to be. So imagine you get shot in a drive-by because you're hanging with the wrong people. And as you make your transition, you've shown this person that was supposed to play in the NBA, or this person that was supposed to be a doctor, or this person that was supposed to be a lawyer. That was what God had planned for you. But you didn't have those goals planned for yourself. So you made the choices to fit in with the wrong group or wrong crowd, and you paid the price for it. And that price was death or penitentiary or whatever it may be. It altered your life. That may have, and that's why I always say you must have faith in yourself. You must have belief in yourself to make the choices that are meant for you. And as you get older, those choices, you start to eliminate things that you can't do. Like when I was growing up, I wanted to play in the NFL. I wanted to play basketball until I realized I was a little fat, slew-footed kid that, not fat, but actually a small kid. A small slew-footed kid that could not run very well, not fast, not any of that. So all of those things eliminated my hopes of what I thought I might want to do in life. So from the time of being a child to probably 26 years of age, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I went to a trade school, took out a mechanics, did that for a long time. And then I discovered personal training. I loved it. I started out with lifting weights. And through that, I got involved in personal training. And through that, it turned me into a businessman. And actually, I am really, really good at what I do. I'm not saying that to sound braggadocious. It's just, it is what it is. I really feel I've lasted almost 30 years in this field, which is really, really difficult to do. It's just not something that's done every day. But, that dream that I had when I was a child, it didn't pan out. But I never stopped dreaming. I never stopped thinking creatively. I always had faith and believed in myself that I was meant to do something great, not be a mechanic. It was a job I actually hated. That's not to say that there's something wrong with being a mechanic. I know a lot of people that love it and they do very, very well at it. It just was not for me. The position that I'm in today as a owner, speaker, trainer, I get to affect people's lives in a way that I always felt I was suited for. There's a saying, life happens for you, it doesn't happen to you. So all the experiences that I experienced growing up, I now put to use in a more positive and structured and way that helps more people. I was able to achieve those things because I never lost my ability to dream. Although my parents didn't support my dreams, my siblings, the people I grew up with. I mean, you got to remember, I grew up in Inglewood, from the one of the worst neighborhoods that there is. There is no hope. There is no dreams. I can remember telling kids that I grew up with. I was a teenager at the time, that I had a dream of moving to the suburbs. To them, that's like the wildest thing in the world to think. You're not leaving here. You're not going to move to the suburbs. And you look back at it now, and it was so simple to do. It was just a move. But your mind creates the ghetto mindset. The environment dictates that you don't dream, you don't stay creative. I've always dreamed and I've always remained creative. And what I try to do with my kids, my son, my stepkids, stuff like that, is I never try to curtail their dreams. I may give them advice. I may help guide. I don't dictate what they should do with their life because it's their life. I never told my son he should work out and he should be a trainer. He was actually on the chess team and a debate team and a speech team, which was the furthest thing from what I was as a kid. But that was what he wanted to do, and I supported that. So you can help, but don't dictate. Let them dream. Let them be creative. Let them find their way in life. Just always give them positive influence and let them know that you were meant to do something great on this earth. God endowed all of us with a great gift. Once you figure out enough of what you don't want to do, you'll eventually figure out what you do want to do. But the key to it is to keep the creativity and keep the dreams and all those things going. And eventually, what you're meant to do will find you like it did me. So, my message for today is allow kids to be creative. Allow them to be cowboys if they want to act as cowboys. Allow them to dream of hitting a winning shot, because who knows, one day they might be in the NBA doing such a thing. Allow them. Don't put the blinders on them. Don't put the boxes. Don't add limits to them. And eventually they'll grow up and those dreams will start to flourish and fulfill themselves. It's okay if they don't know. My son is 23. He still has not figured his way in life. He works and everything like that, but I don't think that's a job that he was meant to have for the rest of his life. But I didn't find what I was meant to do to 26. When I happened to just walk into a gym and it just hit me. So, there's no rush. There's no time. Unless they're just doing something stupid, then you kind of got to step in. But allow them to dream. Allow them to be creative. And you yourself, dream big, dream creative. Understand that God endowed all of us with a great gift that is ours to discover. And once you do, I know with me, your life, as it did with me, your life is just never the same. I could not imagine what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. As far as personal training, owning my own business, building my empire, building my legacy, and all of this is from a guy that doesn't even have a high school education. But I had a vision, I had a dream, I had creativity, and I brought it to light, and it works very, very well. What I want to do is ask people, if you like what I do, have more people to subscribe to it. Download it, it's free. Leave a comment, whether you agree or disagree. Everybody's not going to agree. You can look at my website at www.SirEarlsWorld.com. It's in the process right now of being redone, but it has great things on it. I have a blog on there. I have this podcast. I have Facebooks under Earl Bell. Instagram, you can look at that, SirEarl.Bell. Twitter, Sir Earl's World. And all of these things are I try to influence and post positive things on my platforms every day. And the purpose of being able to reach more and more people is to be able to share it with them. And maybe somebody will look and it will inspire them the way that some things inspire me. And they may wind up having a very, very good life. So until next time, let's be kind to each other. Let's support our dreams. And let's just keep it going. Keep it going, all right? Once again, signing off. This is Earl Bell, Sir Earl Bell. And, I want everybody to think positive and have a great day, okay? I'm out of here.